All right, so here's how I make $51,000 a month, every month at the age of 19 without a college degree, without ever working a 9-to-5 job, and with literally working 2 to 3 hours a day. I'm not gonna think of some elaborate hook so you can watch the rest of this video. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit if you watch the rest of this video. If you do watch it, it will be very valuable to you for the 1% of you that actually take action, but 99% of you are gonna watch this and just go back to scrolling TikTok, scrolling Instagram. So let's dive right in. If you actually take notes and you implement what I'm about to show you, this will be the most valuable video you're ever going to watch. I'm going to expose how I actually make over $1,000 a day on autopilot. Shut the fuck up at 19 years old with a business model that all your favorite gurus actually use to make all of their money. They might sell you courses on dropshipping, on SMA, on crypto, on trading, but what actually makes them money is this exact same thing that I make money with as well. And I'm about to show you everything that goes on behind the scenes and how you can implement it too. Especially if you work a 9-to-5 job, this is perfect for you. If you don't have 12 hours a day to dedicate to this, this literally requires an hour, 2 hours a day. So if you work a 9-to-5 or you're in college or university, if you want to call it, and you want to make some extra money on the side, this is perfect for you. So let's dive right in. All right, so here's exactly how I made $51.6 thousand in 30 days. There's a screenshot in this video. I'm going to show you how you can do the exact same. All you're going to need is a phone, Wi-Fi, and 1 to 2 hours a day. So how did I actually make my money, and how do I make my money? It's with a digital asset, and a digital asset is a combination of two things: an intentional personal brand and a digital product. And those two things combined have got me to where I am today. Able to travel the world, literally do whatever the fuck I want, go to Dubai, make over $20,000 in 1 week, buy a $100,000 car at 19, and just live the life I've always dreamed of. And I've now made over $500,000 online at the age of 19. I get to work when I want, travel where I want, and just live a life of freedom. But it really wasn't always like this. This is me a couple of years ago. I was a broke, depressed, ugly motherfucker playing Fortnite all day. I was actually semi-professional. And I started at the age of 15. I knew I never wanted to work a 9-to-5, so I tried everything that popped up on my feed. Just like you, I would go to bed at night, scroll TikTok, scroll Instagram, and a new business model would pop up on my feed on a daily basis. I tried dropshipping, trading, SaaS. I also tried a print-on-demand store, but nothing seemed to fucking work. I would see new videos on Instagram daily about side hustles that would make me $10,000 a month in 4 months. And I decided to go all in with one. All these guys were promising to help me make $10K a month, but I had to buy a $1,000 course first. So by the end of it, I got fed up and I went all in on SMA. $1,000 on a course from Jason Capital telling me I'd make $4,000 to $5,000 a month by just typing messages on my phone. All my life savings, all the money I was saving for the last 2-3 years into some random dude, some random ad that I saw on Instagram. And for 9 months straight, I sacrificed sleep, I sacrificed school, health, and pretty much everything, right? I literally went all in. I was taking these fucking pictures. I would have books propped up. I'll put my phone on it, set a timer at 10 seconds, act like I was working, and then that would be my post for social media. And I did all of that for 9 months straight for a total of $0 fucking dollars. And I started doubting whether this online thing was actually for me, asking myself if this was all a scam, but I really wasn't ready to give up just yet. I knew I didn't want to tell my dad that, okay, I actually wanted to go to college. I actually want to work a 9-to-5 and go down this path that you have set out for me. So I started to realize that I was doing the exact same as everyone else, and it was getting me nowhere. I was doing what every single guru was telling their students to do. No wonder I wasn't standing out. This course that I had bought, hundreds of thousands of other people have bought that same course and were doing exactly what I was doing as well. So no wonder I wasn't making money, because neither were they. There were so many people doing the exact same thing. So I switched things up. These guys were telling me to go right. I went fucking left. And that's when I launched my Reinvented Agency, doing the exact opposite of what I had learned. I started posting on social media. I started providing value and started building a following. And more importantly, I started building an intentional personal brand. And that got me to hit my first 10K month. And at this point, I thought I had everything figured out. I thought I was going to be a fucking millionaire. But I reached a point when I realized that I wasn't actually scaling a sustainable business. I'd have a $25,000 month, but then a $5,000 month after that with 3 people asking for a refund, because I wasn't selling a digital product. I was selling a service, which might have worked in 2020, 2021, but by this point it was like 2023, 2024, and it just wasn't working. I had a personal brand, but I just wasn't monetizing it correctly. I was posting content, I was building a loyal following where people knew me, liked me, and trusted me, but I just wasn't monetizing that following correctly. And that's why I wasn't making money. I wasn't monetized, and I had to make a digital product that would turn my followers into cash, because I'm here to get rich, not famous. I don't care to post gay TikTok dances and have a lot of followers but not make money. No one wants to fucking do that. We're here to make money. And by this point, I didn't have a digital product that would monetize my following correctly. So I took the knowledge that I had from making money with my agency, and I created my first ever program called the Reinvented Academy. I would help people start and scale a Reinvented Agency to $10,000 a month, just like I had done. I was teaching something that I had done my past self as well. And SMA, or social media marketing, was too big at this point, so it would be easy to stand out as I was teaching the exact opposite. eMagazine was blowing up at the time, and every single 15-year-old was buying his SMA course, so I did the exact opposite. I started selling a program on helping people make money with a Reinvented Agency, which literally stemmed on taking advantage of the oversaturated SMMA market. And because of this, I had a blue ocean offer, and this business helped me hit my first $20,000 month a couple weeks after that. And I realized that this is where money was to be made. I had less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I thought I wasn't really an expert at what I was teaching, and I was scared of being judged, and yet I still made $20,000. I built it once. There was unlimited ceiling to scale. I had 95% margins, and I was just actually helping others. This is something I enjoyed to do, and the business just kept going up and up and up, unlike my agency where I would have a good month and then a bunch of refunds after that. And then that's where my business blew up. So here's exactly how you can do it too. I went from making $10K a month in agency to then making $20K a month a couple of weeks after launching my first ever digital asset, and then up to $50,000 months at the age of 19 without being an expert, without having a large following, and with having that thought in my mind that I'm scared to be judged. But I did it anyway, and therefore I made a shit amount of cash. So here's how you can do it too, and it breaks down to 3 simple steps. Number 1, you want to identify your monetizable skill. Number 2, build an intentional personal brand. And number 3, monetize it with a digital asset. So now that you've understood how I did it, let me show you exactly how you can build and monetize a digital asset that will make you an extra $5,000 a month on autopilot. So I want you to take notes, and if you have any questions throughout this video, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to answer every single one of them. I'll be trying my best, at least. So let me go into each step individually. Step number 1, identifying your monetizable skill. For every single person watching this video, you all have a skill that you can monetize. If you currently work a 9 to 5, you 100% have a monetizable skill. You just haven't found it yet, and I'll help you identify it now. If you're a 15-year-old that knows nothing about life, then go and get a fucking job. You really don't know anything. You can't make money with this, so just click off this video. If you're in college, if you're like 18, 19, 20, you definitely have a skill to monetize. And if you currently work a 9 to 5 job, even if you're working a shitty 9 to 5 job, you 100% have a skill that's monetizable. You just haven't identified it yet. So if you're 15, you're a fucking idiot, go get a job at McDonald's. You don't need to be super expert in your skill in order to sell it and in order to teach it. You just have to be a few steps ahead of the average person. Take fitness, for example. In order to help others lose weight, you don't need to be Ronnie Coleman or fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. You just need to be a couple steps ahead of the average person that you're going to be teaching. However, most of you have some sort of expertise in something. You just don't realize it yet. You don't know what it is. And people are willing to pay for information in order to skip the learning curve and guarantee success. That's the exact reason people hire mentors, people hire fitness coaches. Take fitness again for an example. People know what they need to do to lose weight. They got to go to the gym more, they got to eat less. The reason they hire a fitness coach is so they can help them skip the whole learning curve. I can lose weight on my own, but it's going to take me 2-3 years because I've never done it before. Hiring a fitness coach who's helped hundreds of others just helps me skip the whole learning curve so I can do it in 3-4 months. And it also guarantees success, because if it's worked for 100 other people, there's no reason it's not going to work for me. So here's how you can identify what your monetizable skill is. Use this framework to find it. And ask yourself these questions. What is the skill you already use in your 9 to 5? What have you achieved over the last 5 years? What comes easy to you that's difficult to others? So for example, with the first question, what is the skill you already use in your 9 to 5? If you're in sales, then sales is definitely the skill that you're better at than the average person, and that's the skill that you can teach. If you're a mechanic, same thing. If you're in marketing, same thing. If you're in HR, same thing. If you're an accountant, same thing. What comes to you? What comes easy to you that is difficult to others? If in school you were always good at writing essays, that is a skill that you can teach. If in school you were always good at presentations and at public speaking, that is a skill that you can teach. There are unlimited number of skills that you probably have in your mind right now that are just not coming to the top of your head. But if you actually dig deep, ask yourself these questions, they will all come to your mind. What do others come to you for advice on? if you went through a hard breakup, you had a relationship, you broke up, and you were in a really bad phase, but then you overcame that roadblock. That is a skill, that is a transformation that you can teach other people on. If you could go back in time, what would you tell yourself? And that is your product. That's exactly how I made my Reinvented Academy. I was helping other people make money with a Reinvented Agency because I didn't want them to waste time like I did. I wasted 9 months of my life trying an SMA, and then I pivoted to the Reinvented Agency. I don't want other people to, kill themselves for 9 months, because I can teach them to immediately start this new thing that actually works in today's day and age. That's what my product was, my first digital asset. What problems have you solved for yourself? What could you talk about all day without getting bored? What would people pay to learn from you? And if a skill comes to your mind but you don't know if it's monetizable, just see if others are doing it by Googling it. Put your skill plus course. Sales, course. Marketing, course. Mechanic, course. Simple as that. Couple examples. This guy on YouTube, he's helping other people get better at playing the guitar. He built a personal brand on YouTube. He has like a course where he's teaching people to get better at it. And if you click on the link in his bio, he sells a course on exactly that, how to get better at a guitar. He has a course, and he also has group calls once a week where he hops on, his students hop on, and he gives them tips and tricks on how to get better, and he reviews how they play the guitars. Bullshit, I don't fucking know. Another guy, public speaking. He built a personal brand on YouTube from teaching people how to articulate better, how to get better at public speaking. And he also has a course where he charges $497 on how to get better at speaking and how to tell stories. Jeff Nippard, huge in the fitness space. He got in good shape. He's now helping other people get in good shape. His digital product is a couple things. He's selling supplements. He's selling coaching programs. He does a bunch of different things. This one is fucking crazy. There is a woman out there who's helping other mothers be better stay-at-home mothers, and she's making over $100,000 a month from a skill that simple. She's a mother, she has like 4 to 5 kids, and she's helping other mothers be better stay-at-home mothers. It's fucking crazy, I know, but if she can make $100,000 a month, you can easily make $5K a month from teaching whatever skill it is that you're gonna teach. Quick side note, as I said, the Reinvented Academy was born from me from trying to solve my own problems, and then that was my product. It was what I would tell my younger self. Now, realizing most SMA courses sucked, it was too saturated because Iman Gadzhi blew up, and then that's when I realized I had the confidence to make something better. And that's exactly how I scaled up to people paying me $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and me making $50K a month. Some examples: losing weight. Have you lost weight? If you have, that's a skill you can teach. Writing, storytelling, public speaking, calisthenics, essays, coding, knitting, gardening, carpentry, software development, photography, video editing, growing Instagram theme pages, TikTok, running social media ads, being a parent, raising kids, filmmaking, overcoming anxiety, email marketing, getting curly hair, makeup, flipping things on Facebook, mastering self-discipline, trading, charisma, fixing credit scores, getting promotion at work, meditation, spending habits, sales from your sales job, real estate, how to land a job, how to land a sales job, how to land a marketing job, how to land an HR job, fucking anything. Morning routines, fashion, drawing, an instrument. There is an unlimited number of things out there that you can teach and that are monetizable. You just don't realize it yet. And hopefully in the last 3 minutes of this video, a lot of things came to your mind that you actually are good at and you can teach other people. As I said, you don't have to be an expert. You have to be a couple steps ahead of the average person. Just literally scroll on Instagram for 10 minutes and someone is teaching and then selling. Every single person on the internet makes money with a digital asset. Iman Gadzhi, Luke Belmar, Shelby Sapp, Ashton Hall, the bald guy from Romania. They all do the same thing. They post content to attract their ideal client and then they sell them a digital product. Simple as that. Do not say, I have no skills in the comments. Every single person watching this video has something that you can teach. This is just because what comes naturally to you is often overlooked. You take it for granted because you were just born with it. Simple as that. So go away right now and write down all these questions on a piece of paper, answer them, and then let me know down in the comment section below what skill came to your mind, and I will let you know if it's monetizable, if I've seen other people make it work, and I'll also send you over to them so you can see their personal brand, their digital product as an example, so you can take inspiration from them. That's step number 1. This step is absolutely crucial. If you find a skill that's really not, because there are skills that are not monetizable, because the skill has to light, or the thing that I'm gonna learn has to light a fire under my ass for me to learn to pay it. So let me give you an example. If you're selling a course on how to, let's say, all right, how to get better at skateboarding. For me personally, that doesn't light a fire under my ass. Yes, I would want to learn it, but I'm not going to pay $1,000 to learn that skill. If you're going to sell a course on how to pay less in taxes at the end of the year, I can pay you 10 grand because that, number one, saves me money and it lights a fire under my ass. Now, that I'm not saying that teaching skateboarding is a bad skill, to teach, but for me, it just doesn't light a fire under my ass. Same with learning how to play the guitar. Yes, I would want to learn it, but I'm not going to spend 2 grand on, a course online on how to play the guitar. So depending on how crucial your skill is and how much it impacts someone's life, that shows you how much you can charge. If you're helping people get better at a video game, you can't charge 2 grand, but you can easily charge $50 or $100, and I would be willing to pay that if I want to get better at that video game. But charging 2-3 grand, charging high ticket for a low income skill like that just wouldn't make sense. Obviously, if you're helping people land a sales job, then you can charge 3, 4, 5 grand. Because if you charge 5 grand and I actually land a sales job, I might not make 5 grand back in the first month of me landing that job. But by the end of the year, I've made 60, 70 grand or how much ever a fucking sales job pays, and I've taken that money out. Simple as that. I've had a big return on my investment from buying that course. So whatever skill it is you choose, make sure you price it accordingly. So that's it. That's priority number 1. Find your skill. Let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll let you know if it's monetizable or not. Let's move on to step number 2, building an intentional personal brand. As I said earlier, we are here to get rich, not to get famous. You shouldn't be posting gay TikTok dances or trends. You also shouldn't be aiming for quantity. The quality of the views is always more important. 1,000 ideal followers always beats 1,000,000 random shitty followers. I've had videos that got me 3 million views on TikTok that have made me less money than videos that have got me 5,000 views, simply because the quality of the views is always more important. We are not here to become TikTok influencers. We're not here to get famous. We're here to get rich. The quality of the views you get is way more crucial. I would much rather attract 100 high quality followers that are actually my ideal client than 10,000 to 15-year-olds from India who can't pay me anything. With all due respect, they just are not gonna buy my digital product, and that's what my goal is. I'm here to make money, not to get famous. You need to post content that specifically targets your ideal customer. You're obviously not going to know who your ideal customer is unless you find out what skill it is that you're teaching, right? So, for example, if you're helping people get better at coding, then you know that your ideal client is your ideal customer is exactly that. Someone who is currently at college, university, who's studying coding, or who just has it as a hobby, and you can easily find that niche or that avatar on Instagram and on TikTok. If you're helping people get better at basketball, your ideal customer is obviously not going to be a 60-year-old who hangs out on Facebook. TikTok and Instagram are going to be your best bets. Simple as that. For example, take my YouTube videos. They only get 2K views, 1K views, 2K views. Very low amount of views for how big my personal brand is. But these videos have generated me more revenue than, as I said, videos on TikTok that got 3 million views, because YouTube has the highest quality of views. Someone who watches a 1-hour video on YouTube is much more likely to pay than someone who watches a 10-second funny clip of you on TikTok. You have to put yourself out there. As I said, you do not need to be an expert. You don't need to be a certain age. You don't need to be famous. But you have to put yourself out there and attract your ideal customer. 1,000 good followers can easily make you $10,000 a month. And I promise you, getting 1,000 good followers will literally take you 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks if you actually do it correctly. And I'll talk about the content that you should be posting later in this video. The best followers, as I said, are on YouTube, then it's Instagram. TikTok and Facebook can be used to grow your audience, but they're not the highest quality followers. The way I do it is you post on TikTok on short form, you then direct them to your YouTube videos to actually build a know, like, and trust factor to nurture your audience, and then you send them back to Instagram to enter a DM conversation. TikTok and Facebook can be used to grow your audience, and then you qualify with your YouTube and your Instagram content. You have to build an audience and a community so people can know you, like you, and trust you. Those three things absolutely have to happen if you want someone to pay you. They have to know you, like you, and trust you. So this is the funnel I use. My TikTok, that's where I post most of my content. That's growth content that's made to go viral. Then I direct them to a YouTube video, which is like a 1-hour free course type of thing, where I provide a lot of value. I build a know, like, and trust factor, and I just nurture my audience. And once they've watched a 1-hour YouTube video of me, they are much more likely to enter a conversation with me and also maybe even pay me. So then that's when, at the end of the YouTube video, I direct them to my Instagram to enter a DM conversation. And if they're fit for my program, I then sell them that. So the 3 different types of content, and I call this the GAP framework. There is growth content, and growth content are viral videos that are made to go viral and attract new followers. So for this, you want to use trending topics, pop culture, and relevant names in your niche to drive reach. Authority content, this is content that positions yourself as authority and as credible and as someone people should listen to. So for this, you want to share tips, you want to share framework, you want to share wins, even your case study client results, just to show to your audience that you know what you're talking about and you're an authority figure within your niche. And then last but not least, personal content. You have to connect with your audience on a personal level. You want to share your journey, your opinions, your worldviews, and things you can actually enjoy. You don't want to be too polished in your personal brand. You don't want to be this perfect person. You also want to connect with them on a personal level. For example, for me, I love the UFC. I love that sport, and I talk about it a lot on my Instagram stories. And there was a poll that I made. I forgot who was fighting. It was Ilya with Volkanovski, if I'm not mistaken. And I made a poll on it, like who was gonna win. I had Ilya, and I had like 1,000 people vote on it, and that started like 100 conversations. And I had a bunch of sales come in from that story that had nothing to do with my business. That had nothing to do with my digital product. But a lot of my following were also interested in that topic that I myself actually enjoyed, and that got me a lot of new conversations that then led to sales. So you need to knock down those 3 pillars of content if you actually want to make money with your following. Growth content, so just videos that are made to go viral, get a lot of views. Authority content, once that growth content gets you followers, those followers are now going to see all your posts. So then that's when the authority content comes in, your stories, your posts. Just show that you know what you're talking about. You've helped this person make money. You've helped yourself make money. So now that follower that's following you sees that you know what you're talking about. And then last but not least, personal content. Connect with them on a personal level. Post pictures of your girlfriend, of your dog, of your city, of the sports that you like, the hobbies that you enjoy, because people have to see you as a person if you want them to buy from you. No one buys from companies, they buy from people they like. All right, so here are a couple of really good examples of growth content, authority content, and personal content. So this right here is obviously growth content. You can literally see by the number of views it gets, the growth content heavily outperforms all other types of content. So this is an example of a growth piece of mind.
I remove car wrapping and make $500 a day.
Let me show you in seconds how your attention span is. I will literally show you how to make $500 to $1,000 a day, and most of you will still scroll. But to the 1% of you that stayed, I'm about to show you the secret business model that I use to make money like this, and this, and it allowed me to buy a $100,000 car at the age of 19. To do it, you need a phone and Wi-Fi. This is called building a digital asset, and when done correctly, you can literally make $1,000 a day consistently on autopilot. Don't worry, this isn't some saturated business model like dropshipping, trading, or Amazon FBA. And more importantly, you're not going to need a $10,000 course to start. This is something completely new, and the best part about it is if you follow my framework, you can literally start making money in the next few weeks. So if you want to capitalize on this and start making money online today, all you have to do is comment the word meet down below, and I'll send you a free 1-hour guide I filmed on how you can start.
So literally simple as that. I hook them in with a viral clip that's worked in the past, so it's going to work again. Then I come in talking about my business model. I talk shit about other ones, not shit, but I say this is better than the other ones. And then I also give them a comment call to action at the end to help my video get even more views. When a video gets more comments because of the comment call to action, the algorithm thinks the video is really good and people are engaging, therefore it shows it to more people. Simple as that. That's growth content. Here's an example of authority content.
Here's exactly how I made $9,000 this week just using Instagram and a secret AI call. The hard truth is that every single person that you see on social media uses this exact same strategy and they hide it from you. Well, I'm about to expose every single one of them. So keep game and lock it. Step 1, make Instagram content that attracts your ideal client, whoever that is. It could be roofers, real estate agents, fitness coaches. It doesn't really matter. For me, it's people who work a 9 to 5 and they want to quit their job and make money online. It doesn't matter how many views you get. It matters the quality of the views that you get. Step 2, add a...
So I just go through like 3 value steps where I also talk about how much of an authority I am because I'm giving them tips, I'm giving them frameworks, and I've also mentioned how I made 9K in 1 week from a simple framework. That's authority content. And an example of personal content is something like this.
Here are the benefits of being born a rich kid. So I am on a $20 million boat right now next to a Tony Stark mansion that's all on a private island. And I achieved all of this at 19. All of that at 19 years old without ever working a 9 to 5 job. How did I do it? I was fucking bored.
All right, so I just talk about, my life, how I was born into a good family, how I'm rich, etc. Stupid bullshit. But that knocks down all 3 pillars: growth content, personal content, and authority content. And you need those three types of content to make money online, to get people to pay you. And that's literally all building a personal brand is. You need those three things. You can make a shit ton of money. You really need about 3 to 4 weeks to build a good intentional personal brand. As I said, you don't need 100,000 followers. You really need about 1,000 good followers. Even with 500, you can make about 10K a month. But don't let the number of followers you have hold you back from actually starting to monetize. As soon as you have like 100 followers that are interested in what you have to say and your videos are getting good engagement, and you can literally get 100 good followers from one reel that pops off. And with short form, it is super, super easy to blow up. I've had videos that got me 20,000 followers, and it took me about 20 minutes to film and edit that reel. Simple as that. You need one video to pop off, and your whole life is gonna be set up, and you can easily make 4 or 5K a month consistently forever. Now, let's go into how you can actually monetize this following that you've built. All right, so step number 3, actually monetizing your following with a digital product. By now, all of the hard work is done. If you've done steps 1 and 2 correctly, this is literally gonna be a cakewalk. You already know your skill. You already have a following that knows you, likes you, and trusts you. All you gotta do is you have to pitch your offer. And all an offer is helping your audience go from their current situation to their desired situation. Let's say you're helping people make money online like I am, they're going from broke to rich. If you're helping people lose weight, from fat to ripped. If you're helping people get better at a skill, guitar noob, guitar expert. Sales noob, sales expert. Whatever it is, the skill that you're teaching, helping your audience go from where they are now to whatever their desired situation is. And 9 out of 10 times, you're gonna be helping people achieve a transformation that you've gone through yourself. It really doesn't make sense for you to help people make money online when you've never made money online. It's a scam. It's not gonna fucking work. People are not gonna trust you. Just like how a fitness coach who's helping you get a 6-pack, yet he's fat, is not making money. You're not gonna make money if you're helping people achieve a transformation that you've never achieved yourself. You can't help people land a sales job if you've never landed a sales job. You can't help people get better at sales if you're shit at sales. So there's some kind of transformation that you yourself have gone through, so you wanna help others achieve that transformation and help them learn that skill. And your digital product can be any of the following. It can be a low ticket offer, like a $50 template or a mini course for $100. It can be a high ticket mentorship or a program. It can be between $500 up to $3,000, or you can also do one-on-one coaching if your skill needs more personalization. So if you're helping people learn a language, you're going to want to do one-on-one calls in there, maybe even once a week. You want to have a course and then one-on-one calls there just to kind of check in, see how they're doing, etc. Whatever it is, whatever skill it is that you're teaching. If it's coding, you can literally just have a high ticket mentorship where it's a course, breaking each step down on how you can get better at coding. And then once a month or twice a month, have a group call where you hop on with all of your students and you just have a Q&A, you answer their questions, because I promise you that one-on-one access and them speaking to you on a group call adds a lot of value to your program. You can definitely charge them much more, and you can scale, and there's no ceiling for you because you're doing group calls. You can have 3 people on there, you can have 20 people on there. It doesn't really matter. Now, obviously, a low ticket offer, something like $50, works really good to get people into the front door, but it's not going to make you a lot of money, because even if you get 100 people, that means you only make $5,000 with a $50 product. So you want to have a low ticket offer. This is for later down the line if you're making 10, 15K a month. A really good funnel is having a low ticket offer, something like $50 to get people through the front door. Let's say 100 people buy, and then you want to have an upsell to a high ticket mentorship for like $5,000, and then from the 100 people, even if only 10 of them buy that 5K product, that's an extra $50,000 on the back end from an upsell. Simple as that. And I've sold all types of products, and your best way to get up to making 10K a month is from a high ticket mentorship. That's the absolute best way to do it. You literally need 5 clients at $2,000, and that's literally it. You're making $10,000 a month. If you have 250 followers across all social media pages, so let's say you have 100 on TikTok, 100 on Instagram, 50 on YouTube, you need to convert 2% of your following, and you're making $120,000 a year. And I promise you, it is really, really easy if you do it correctly. That's exactly how the high ticket mentorship is, how I hit my first 20 and my first 50K month. People were paying me $1,000 to $4,000 a month from that high ticket mentorship, the one-on-one calls and a course. If you have 250 followers and you're converting at 2%, that's 5 clients, that's $10,000. If you have 1,000 good followers, and by 1,000 good followers, that I mean high quality followers that are actually gonna buy your product. So you can have 5,000 followers, but only 1,000 of them can be good and like quality. So for example, I have 150,000 followers on Instagram, but realistically only like 40,000 of them are good. above the age of 19 from a good country and who are potential leads for my digital product. If from 1,000 good followers you convert 2%, that's 20 clients, that's 40 grand right fucking there. If you have 5,000 good followers at 2%, that's 100 clients. At 2K, that's $200,000 right there. Now, 5,000 good followers, it's pretty hard to get. You really need to be an authority, and you have to provide good value in your audience and have a good personal brand. But 250 followers, literally anyone can do that within the next 3 to 4 weeks. Simple as that. The conversion is very, very simple. I don't even want to go too in-depth into it because I've had a lot of other videos where I talk about converting your follower to a client. A simple story call to action, a post call to action is all you need to generate conversation. Your personal brand is all the heavy lifting for you. Your personal brand, as long as you post those 3 types of content, the growth content, authority content, personal content, that leads to your following, knowing you, liking you, and trusting you, and that's all you need. You can use ManyChat to convert your audience into leads and automatically have a basic setter script to guide those DMs to a booked call, and then use Calendly to book calls. A simple story call to action like the one I have there, where it's like, hey, if you want to make 10K a month, book a call with me here. That literally works fine. If you've built a good following, I got like 30 booked calls from this story right here, and 20 of them were qualified, and it made me a really good amount of money. And then a simple ManyChat automation right there. So whenever someone DMs me a keyword or comments on my post, like the post I showed you, ManyChat automatically DMs them, asks them, hey, where are you from? How old are you? And then from there on, I can qualify, like what's your goal? What do you want to achieve? What's holding you back from achieving that goal? And if they're fit for my program, I pitch them a call, I get them on a phone call, I close them for my program. Simple as that. Those are literally the 3 steps that you need to make an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a month if you're working 9 to 5, if you're currently going to college. As I said, you really need an extra 1 to 2 hours a day. This is not a full-time thing if you do not want it to be. If you want to go full-time, you can scale this to $100,000 fucking dollars a month. I can't teach you that because I haven't scaled my digital asset to $100,000 a month. But if you do want help, if you want one-on-one help from me to help you build and monetize your own digital asset, go ahead, click on the link right below this video, DM me the word ready on Instagram, and we'll see if you are a fit for the Digital Asset Accelerator, which is a digital product, just like I taught you, where I'm helping people build and monetize a digital asset to 10K a month. Me pretty much holding your hand every step along the way, making it impossible for you to fail. We also have a guarantee in the back end that if you don't hit 10K within 4 months, we work with you for free until you do, pretty much making it impossible for you to fail. But I don't want to talk too much about that right now. Hopefully you guys got some value out of this video. If you do have any questions, as I said, let me know down in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer every single one of your questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one.